Yeah, hello, my name is Martin Holle. I'm professor of food law and administrative law at Hamburg University of Applied Sciences. Before my appointment as a professor, I stayed in a multinational food company for more than 11 years, working in different countries and also in different roles, advising basically all departments in a food company, starting from consumer service to official complaints department and marketing or product development and regulatory affairs. Well, I started with food law actually during my PhD student time when I was looking for a topic for my PhD thesis, and as my professor was a professor of public law, but he also worked in food law, I went with him to the Food Law Congress, and then I was asked there whether I would have the interest to work on this topic. And over time, I got the interest. When I started working on it, I got really interested in this area because it's so interdisciplinary and it's not only legal, it's different disciplines working together. And that's how I then worked on it on my PhD thesis. And after my PhD thesis, I got contacted by Food Business, but I would like to work for them because they just happened to have a vacancy. And after my second state board exam as a lawyer in Germany, I basically was hired straight away with unfortunately no holiday in between after my exam. And when I started in the first 3 weeks, BSE crisis started to kick off. And so I had a very quick training on the jobs and recall management straight from the beginning. But it wasn't a bad thing because I learned a lot. And even though I was new in the job, because BSE was also new, it wasn't a disadvantage. So I could just, I knew not less than anybody else about it. So it was a good, even though it was a difficult situation, it was maybe a good thing to start with because you get to know a lot of these procedures for recalls very quickly and you have to learn very quickly, and it was a very interesting time. Yeah, I believe for food law, biggest challenge is that at the moment the food law still reflects basically the situation in the agri-foods market about 20 years ago. So when we were talking about food safety as a major issue, thanks to the general food law, we have a very high food safety standard now. So a lot of things that were a problem during BSE got fixed. But new challenges came along, like food fraud, greater prevalence of food fraud, question of food defense, so talking about bioterrorism, for example, but also sustainability, of course, which is increasingly getting importance also because of the carbon neutrality goal of 2050. So the agri-food sector has to adapt to that, and I think to redesign the agri-food policy and to create a common agricultural policy that is leading to that objective of carbon neutrality in 2050 is really the biggest task of today. And at the moment, we are not even closely to a trajectory to that objective. So we have to see that we learn very quickly and we get going as soon as possible. So 20 years ago, I would characterize food law as safe and science-based. And the 3 words for today would be not future-proof. Well, keep questioning things, keep your curiosity. Don't take things at face value, but investigate for yourself. I think that's today the most important thing, that you don't believe everything that is communicated somewhere. Use the science, you're well equipped to do that, and stay ahead by informing yourself.